So welcome to Ego, the skill provider. So as you are aware, like I'm going to introduce, already I have announced, but right now I'm going to announce on record that I'm going to take you to a very different topic, right? So, the small is beautiful. People are not very tactic today. They are always using few words. How to express your thoughts using few words. And that's the need of the hour. Because, everybody is busy. Everybody is busy in their own life, right? Most of you are professionals working on different fields into education sector. Some are into medical, some are into engineering, right? Some are into IT. So you hardly get any time to speak or to discuss a lot. So obviously, whatever you want to speak, that should be very concise, and it should able to you should able to express your thoughts clearly. So whatever you say, that I should understand, and whatever I'm going to tell, that you're supposed to understand. Once you understand, that is called, vice versa. If I say something, you can understand, and you say something, I'll understand. That is called vice versa. Okay. So how to express something called very, very concise. I mean to say that whatever you want to express, that should be within few words, but you are able to express that. And what's that? Just I'm going to share the screen before you can easily check it out. Okay, can you just check it out? What has been written here? Just 1 minute. And this is the things before you. What you can? How to be a laconic speaker. So it's quite interesting. Like, so you might have most of speakers who are before me right now. They're for the first time you are listening this kind of things. Laconic speaker. What do you mean by laconic? Right? So it's very interesting. That's why I told you the topic is quite interesting. How to be a laconic speaker. Laconic speaker means to express yourself with a few words, which gives the complete meaning. Already discussed with you, right? So the moment, let me give an example. Suppose if I say, like, how is the performance? If you say the performance is good, I enjoyed that, all the things, but you say outstanding, you become a laconic speaker. Are you getting my point, everybody? So the moment you are trying to use some few words, suppose there was a class today. I'm taking this class. If I'll ask any of you, like, how is the class? You say, sir, really, I enjoyed the class a lot. I learned a lot of things. Like, no, you are trying to express everything minutely. But the moment you say that's about the class, outstanding, awesome, you become a laconic speaker. That means from there one can understand. Those who are judges on the reality show, they only stand up and say, this is for you. What you can understand? That is a kind of expression by laconic speaker. So why laconic speaker? What's the importance of laconic, expression or equal laconic speaker? It's because of the fact that everybody is busy. You are hardly getting any time to speak, with that much of elaborately, right? Because if I want to ask some things, I have to very concise. You are working in somewhere else. You don't have, you are not family members. You are trying to speak to a boss, or you are trying to get anything out of him. So obviously, it should be laconic expression. That means you are supposed to express yourself with a few words. The words should be few, but it should give the complete meaning. Complete meaning. You can easily say that what you can understand. So today, I want to make you a laconic speaker. Each person who have joined today, I'm going to make you a laconic speaker. The first time you're listening, please try to remember. Somebody is going to tell you, are you a laconic speaker? Yes, I love laconic expression. Laconic. Laconic means concise. ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛେ ଓଡିଆରେ ଆପଣ ଯଦି ମତେ ପଚାରିବେ ସାର୍ ତା ମିନିଂଟା ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଏଲାବୋରେଟଲି ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଓଡିଆରେ ବି ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ପୁରା କନସାଇଜ ହେଇକି ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ କରନ୍ତୁ ବହୁତ ସଂକ୍ଷେପରେ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ ଇନ ବ୍ରିଫ ବଟ୍ ତା ଟୋଟାଲ ମିନିଂ ସେ ଦଉ every meaning it is going to give. Okay, so that is something called laconic expression. Laconic expression means you are able to express yourself with a few words, which gives the complete meaning. Okay, so let's get started today. I want to transform yourself from something you are not able to get away to a laconic speaker. Okay, so here is the something called I want to make you a laconic speaker. Today, I am going to give you something called 12. I am going to give you 12 some things called everyday phrases that will make you a laconic speaker. That is going to make you a laconic speaker. Okay. So something called I want to make you a laconic speaker all of each other. Right. So it is something called 12 laconic. I mean uh, 12 everyday phrases that will make you a laconic speaker. Today our topic is something called how to be a laconic speaker. I want to make you a laconic speaker. Okay, laconic speaker means very few words and you can speak it. And in that way, that you're supposed to express yourself. You're supposed to express yourself. Okay, so that's the point. And today our topic is very important. I request everybody just go through it very minutely and keep just pay that much of attention. This is completely a new topic for you. You are trying to express yourself. This is something a laconic expression. You can say I may become a laconic speaker. So laconic. Okay, the story or the I can say the history behind laconic we are not going to discuss on other day. I'll discuss today, but today I'm very much sure that you are going to learn something. It is something called laconic speaker. Okay, I want to make you laconic. Okay, so let me give you some 12 expressions. Okay, I'm going to give you some 12 expressions, and these 12 expressions is going to take you something called already express this one. Okay, and other things I want to tell you today. I'm going to 1 minute, please. This is the things I want to give you, my friends. Okay, and these are the things that will make you a laconic speaker. Don't worry, I'm going to work out these things for you. The first one is called but out. Okay, so just forget about what has been written there. Forget about that. Suppose there are so many situations in your life where you don't want to give access to other. Suppose I am discussing something with the gentleman. So other guys come, he's trying to interfere. So you don't want to give that. You don't like that interference. You really dislike that. What you say? Hey, this is none of your business. Don't interfere in our discussion. Suppose you and your friend are talking, and a third guy is coming and trying to, middle the affair. So what do you say? Hey, just get out from here. Who called you to come over here? Don't interfere in our discussion. So whenever you are trying to use, don't interfere. You can say, but out, and you become a laconic speaker. So the moment you are using something called but out, that means you become a laconic speaker. So but out means don't interfere in our discussion. Suppose you are trying to have a discussion with anybody. Why other people will come and suppose you have a family matter being discussed. Wife, husband, brothers, sisters, friends, like a lot of things discussion happens. And suddenly a third guy, there is the few guys like this in the world, they're still there in the society. They'll come and try to interfere. And you put a warning to them, hey, who called you to come over here? I don't want anybody to interfere in our personal affair. Or you have no rights to interfere in my personal affair. You can say, but out. But out means don't interfere. Like that. Okay. So you suppose this is something called you can say other. Suppose you want to say to yourself, no, this is your personal affair. I should not stay here. I'm butting it out. That means it's time for me to butt out. Means I don't want to interfere. Whenever the children become grown up, the children becomes grown up, but the parents they don't interfere. You can say it's the time for the parents to butt out. That means not to those who have already crossed 25 years of age. They have a personal choice. They have personal things to do. They can consult the parents. And both those who are training parents, those educated parents, they always give that much of freedom. They don't try to interfere in your personal life. So that is something called butt out. So if I'm a parent, I can say, like, my son is 25 years old. I'm giving him freedom. It's time for me to butt out. What do you mean? I don't want to interfere. So the moment you are using the word butt out, you become a laconic speaker. That is the meaning. That's the idea behind you to make you a laconic speaker. And believe me, laconic speaker, is very high demand. And basically, you will be get that much of attention because we are speaking less, and it has meaning. It's not like that you are speaking something. It has no meaning at all. No, it's not like that. You are speaking something, and look, I want to butt out from it. Hey, this is normal for business. Why you're just butt out? Are you getting my point? This is something called don't interfere, right? The second one is called bite your tongue. Look, the bite your tongue means, let me tell you, the expression I'm going to give you, very interesting expression. That is called bite your tongue. What is bite your tongue? Sometimes you want to say something, but you are compelled to not to speak. You have been forced not to speak. Suppose there was a fight. Suppose the ex guy is there, I'm fighting with him. All of a sudden, my brother came. He is my elder brother. So I have to keep quiet. He'll tell, hey, bite your tongue. That means don't say anything. I am here. I am going to fix the problem. So I'm going to sort out the issue. What is the need of you just making this kind of thing? So whenever you say bite your tongue, then you are trying to transform yourself from a, you can say like all kind of boring speaker to a laconic speaker. And these are the expression, my friends, is going to make you a laconic speaker. Okay. So the first one is called butt out, means don't interfere any kind of meddle with personal things. Bite your tongue means you want to speak something, but you are forced not to speak due to certain circumstances. Suppose you are in a meeting, you want to speak, but your father is there. So there's a decision. Okay? We all are educated. We are all are educated persons. So whenever our father is there, we are not supposed to say something. You can say, look, yesterday I have a lot to say, but I had to bite my tongue. I could have been tell a lot of things, but I had to bite my tongue. You become a laconic. Okay. The third one is called pain in the neck. This is something called a nuances. What is nuances? A problem. Let me tell you. Okay. A person or a thing that creates trouble for you. A person or a thing. I'll explain it. Don't worry. But try to understand. Whenever I'm trying to explain everything, I request everybody just go through each and every expression. This is called laconic expression. This is called that this expression are there to make you a laconic speaker. And very few people know what is laconic. Our very fortunate, I just teach you something called, laconic speaker. If somebody will ask you what is laconic, you might be searching for, dictionary. But today you come to know there is something called laconic speaker is there in the world. And I want you to be a laconic speaker. Laconic speaker doesn't take a lot of effort. You should know certain expression, very powerful expression. Just butt out. That means don't interfere in my personal. That's the meaning. Whenever there's a discussion is going on, you can say, did I call you? No, you did not call me. But out. What do you mean by that? That's enough for that guy to leave that place. That is becomes the laconic expression, and the person who uses that expression become a laconic speaker, right? So laconic is just like a Latin terms. I'll let you know. Forget about that. We are not going to the history and other. I'm trying to explain all the things. The chapter, topic is quite interesting for you. So that's why I'm trying to, put it more. Just trying to repeat the word time and again, every sentence. So bite your tongue means you are forced to speak something, but you are forced not to speak something. Yeah, you want to speak something. Let me change the statement. You want to speak something, but the problem is that you are in such. Yes, yes, sir. Hello, sir. So what exactly I'm going to do? We are learning some laconic expression, right? So laconic expression is something called, something called pain in the neck. So what you can understand from here, that whenever I say pain in the neck, that means, believe me, there is a person or there is things that create problems for you. It's very irritating in nature. Like, suppose you are studying, a guy is always coming and disturbing you. Suppose you are sitting in a room, or you are he is a roommate of yours. You are a college student. You are a university student in the Utkal University campus, Bangalore campus. You are studying something. One guy is always coming and trying to create problems for you. Then what you can say, that is a pain in the neck. So in place of telling that this guy is a disturbing element, he's always coming and you're disturbing me, I can't do any work. Look, who is going to listen all these things? Just one word, pain in the neck. This guy is a pain. Look, these are called idioms that you know very well. These are everyday phrases. But let me tell you, these expressions or these phrases are the power to transform yourself from a ordinary speaker to a laconic speaker. And basically, the moment you speak, just like using some laconic expression, you become a native speaker, right? So this is something called how the native speaker use. Like they are very laconic in the expression also, right? So I want also you should use like something called beats me. Means I don't know, I don't understand. What do you mean like? Let me explain you the situation. Forget about the meaning. It's all about the situation. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଥିଲି ଆମର ମାନେ ପଢେଇବାର ଯୋଉ ତରିକାଟା ଅଛି that is something called SBL. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ବାରମ୍ବାର କହିଛି this is something called SBL means situation based learning. କୋଉ situation ରେ ଆପଣ କୋଉଟା ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବେ, that's more important, not knowing the Oriya meaning. Beats me means suppose your some of your friends like no he is not a good student at all throughout his career, but he got a job. He doesn't have any kind of you can say he doesn't have that much of power, I mean mental power to crack the exam, but still he cleared it. Then how can you say like this? You can say, oh my god, how? Suppose there is a guy called Pradeep. Oh my god, Pradeep got a job. It really beats me. That means I don't know how it happened. It's many କଥା ଆପଣ ସମୟ ସମୟ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କୁହନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଜମା ଜାଣିପାରୁନି ଏଟା କେମିତି ହେଇପାରିଲା, ସମ୍ଭବପର କେମିତି ହେଲା। That's called sometimes it beats me yaar. Suppose ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ like everything is closed but ଘରୁ କିଛି ଚୋରି ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଆପଣ କୋଉଠି କଣ ଭୂତ ନେଇଗଲା, ତା ମାନେ you are trying to you are completely in a state of surprise, how does it happen? So ଏତେ ଜିନିଷ ନ କହି you can say only one word, oh my god, how does it happen? It really beats me. That means I'm quite surprised, I'm quite perplexed, I'm quite dumbfounded. I don't know how does it happen, how did it really happen? It should not have been happened. How did it happen? In the entire, I mean, everything was closed. There was security outside. But how this one fellow come with all the security apparatus in place and take some things inside and took something from the house? It really beats me. It beats me means I'm completely lost. I don't know what exactly happened there. That is something called it beats me. So whenever we fail to understand the situation, how it really happens, because it is beyond your imagination. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ସାଙ୍ଗଟେ ଯେ କି very medical students like 50% 40% ତ ତା ଲାଇଫ ସାରା ସେ ପାଉଛି, but he is getting a very good job in a very like a UPSC and other things, and you know that every day he's going here and there, he never studies in his life. So sometimes you are quite surprised, how does it happen, sir? How did it happen? It should not have been happened in the first place. But this guy got a job, really. I'm shocked. Somebody will tell, really, I'm surprised. How did it happen? But if you are taking out the situation, you are not able to understand how really, how does it happen? Like, sometimes ଦେଖିବେ ଆପଣ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଖେଳୁଛି ଗୋଟେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସ୍ପୋର୍ଟସ enthusiast, ତ ସେମାନେ ଦେଖିବେ ଯେ like India was suppose 180 for 2, and suddenly within 10 to 15 rounds that all the wicket down. Then you go, my God, it beats me. How does it happen here? It should not have been happened. There's so many great players in Indian cricket team, but within 10 runs, another 7 wickets. Oh my God, it beats me. That beats means you fail to understand how. Did it really happen? Like this is something called basement. Second thing is called give me a badge. Whenever you say give me a badge, look, this is very informal way. It's called spoken English expression. Don't write in written communication. Don't write in written communication because written and spoken are two different parts of the world. I already know. Okay. So whenever suppose you want to okay call me after sometimes. Don't say call me after sometimes. Okay, just give me a badge after some time. Give me a badge. Can I give a badge? Suppose you some of you want to speak to me. So you can say, sir, it's possible. Can you give a buzz around 10 minutes? Yeah, very much. I'll be free that time. You can give me a buzz. Give me a buzz. Look, this is something called, it creates a different dimension for your spoken. This is create something different. Look, give me a buzz the first time you're listening. I'm sure most of the people listening it for the first time. Give me a buzz. It's something called call me. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's why I told you, whenever you're trying to use these kind of things, no, this is something called laconic expression. Laconic expression means, it has the power to transform yourself. And that's the, need of the hour. Nobody has, like, I already informed, everybody is busy in their own way. You don't have expression. Sometimes, people have, those who are college students, they have throughout 24 hours, they can put reply. But I have seen that, a lot of messages becomes unanswered. I'll be traveling, I'll be doing here. Look, I'm taking class. How can I check my mobile phone? After that, I have a class. For you also, you have a lot of commitments. So it should be very laconic. You should be laconic. That means whatever you say, whatever you write, it should be laconic. Means short, brief, concise. You can say, but very powerful, and it should able to deliver, the point that you're supposed to speak. You want to say some things, but you look just one, but out. Don't interfere in my personal affair. Look, this is called but out. You become just like laconic expression. Okay. So give me a boss is something called like whenever you want to say this expression, it is something called call me after some time or call me like that. Okay. Okay by me. Whenever you have no objection. Suppose there are certain things happens in your life, you don't have any objection. It happens everywhere. Suppose there are few guys, they yes, yes, every time they tell yes. Suppose if I'll say like shall I go for a picnic tomorrow? Yeah, I have no objection. I have no objection. I have no objection. Like that you used to tell. But how can you say it? Laconic expression, very small words. Objection is a very big word. So it's okay by me. Okay by me. It's okay. That's okay by me. Like whenever you are trying to agree upon something and you have no objection, you are staying. Suppose it's a family matter or something like that. Whenever your opinion is sought, whenever somebody asking for your opinion, and that time you want to express yourself. You want to express yourself, telling that yes, I agree with the proposal. I have no objection. So you don't have that much time to speak like this. Okay by me. It's okay by me, right? The next one is on me. I've already informed you, but still, since this is a part of also laconic expression, let me explain one more. Suppose Tapan sir and I went to a restaurant, and after that, I have to take out the cost to pay. That time, Tapan sir will tell, sir, you don't pay. This is it's on me. That means I'll pay the pay. It's on me. I don't pay the pay. It's on me. Like that. This is called laconic expression. That means why I'm going to, explain you laconic. You might be surprised because I want to make you that particular things should be in your mind most of the time. It's on me. And, the other part of the story, you will tell, sir, if that fellow doesn't understand, this is none of your business. If I'm speaking English, if I'm not able to understand, then I have something because I'm teaching you. But here you are not a teacher. You are not a trainer. You have to speak your mind. If somebody don't understand, will you just explain there? Okay, okay, don't understand, trying to explain it. Bakwas. Nothing is going on. Okay. It's your duty to speak it out. Yes, if I'm speaking, if you don't understand, there's some onus on me. There is responsibility on me because I need to correct myself or correct yourself. Because we are bound by certain agreement. You have joined here to learn something. But you are speaking something. If a fellow don't understand, if fellow doesn't understand you, so it's none of a business. to make him understand, to tell him to take a class, a spoken English class and try to understand. None of it. You speak the way you. And whenever some of the words are somebody not able to understand, your demand will be increased. Will be always in, you will be in high demand in the market. If everybody understand you, you are not a author or a scholar, you are trying to, sell out a lot of books. You want to show up in a positive way, not the negative way. You want to speak of that time, if nobody understand, doesn't matter. You can say, I don't understand. You don't understand, then come to the next one. But believe me, if you're working in a corporate setup, apart from I'm talking about Odisha, you go anywhere, this kind of expressions are very common. Very common. Go to any call center, BPO, IT service, they can easily, okay by me. Okay, suppose you're going to manager check, these are the things I have done it. Okay by me. Sorry, okay by me. What do you mean? Means I have no objection. Means I agree. Okay. So make up your mind. That's also that you need to decide. It's also a kind of laconic expression, but gives a lot of clarity. It's time to make up your mind to do something. Make up minds you need to decide something. Whenever you make a decision, it's a phrasal verb. Make up means decide. I've already given you make. Okay. I'm heading out. Whenever you are trying to head out means you are trying to exit a place towards something. Suppose you can say, okay, suppose I'll ask you like, hey, Mutikan, so why are you going? I'm heading out to school. Not I'm going out. I'm heading out to school. Oh, the way you are trying to speak, no, it gives a lot of sense. It gives a lot of sense. Try to understand. Upon ନିଜେ use करू ଜାଣିପାରିବେ. Whenever I'm trying to speak, upon the କିଛିଟା feeling ଆସୁଥିବ ଆପଣଙ୍କର. The feelings will be there, but still try to use yourself. I'm heading out towards my school. Why are you going here? I'm heading out to the market. I'm heading out to the market. Look how it looks. That's the things I want to give you, my friends. The next one is called I don't get it. That you don't understand. Okay. So something called, let me tell you, my friends. Whenever I say, look, here's something called I don't get it, and something called beats me. I don't know. Look, beats me means it is something, a situation has been created for you. And you are trying to, suppose ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, and you are trying to analyze it, and you are not getting the way. You can say it beats me. But whenever you are trying to listen, ଆପଣ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ you are listening to my lecture, ତ ଏଇ lecture ଶୁଣିବା ଭିତରେ ଆପଣ କିଛି ବୁଝିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, then you can say I can't get you. I'm sorry sir, I'm not getting it. You can say like get to means you understand, but there that is something different. ଗୋଟେ murder ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଏରିଆରେ, some murder happen in area, ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି କେମିତି, how it is possible. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ that guy was a very nice guy, just talked to me few days hour before, very nice guy, ସେ କରିନଥିବ, ଆପଣ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ପୁରା ମାନେ ମଥା ଘୁରି ଯାଉଛି, ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି. So you can say really it beats me. That is the case, you can say it beats me. But whenever I am trying to say something, you are unable to understand, you are unable to comprehend, then you can say I don't get it. Okay. And the next one is called grumpy. Is very grumpy. So sometimes your mood is off. When you can use the word grumpy, if your mood is off, ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ସବୁ ଚିଡ଼ଚିଡ଼ା ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି ଲାଇଫ କେତେ ମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କିଛି ଭଲ ଲାଗେନି, ଦେଖିବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗେନି, ବସିବାକୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗେନି, ମାନେ ଶୋଇବା ପାଇଁ ଭଲ ଲାଗେନି, କିଛି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଭଲ, ମୁଡ୍ ଅଫ୍ ହେଇଯାଏ ଆପଣଙ୍କ, ମୁଡ୍ ଅଫ୍, ରାଇଟ୍? ବହୁତ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ଷ୍ଟାଟସ୍ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ମୁଡ୍ ଅଫ୍. What do you mean by that? Mood off means it is something called you don't like anything to do. ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯିଏ ଯାହା କହିଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣ ଚିଡ଼ଚିଡ଼ା ହୁଅନ୍ତି, you feel like that irritational behavior comes that time, and that is called, is very grumpy. I'm grumpy today. I don't know why. Yeah, my father is grumpy. What happens here today? Grumpy. Look, this is something called is going to give you the real chance to be a laconic speaker. Okay. And I'll catch you later. I'll see you very soon. Are you telling? You're calling? Okay, guys. Bye. See you later. See you soon, or you can catch you later. So like catch you later is also that means I'm going to see you soon. Very soon we are going to meet. So whenever it comes to something called laconic speaker, laconic speaker is something called, it is something called quite interesting. I have already informed you. Laconic is something called that to keep it very simple, and something called you don't want to use lengthy expression. You don't want to use lengthy expression. Lengthy expression you are not using. Just take your cut out, bite your tongue. Pain in the neck. Oh, that person is a pain in the neck. Suppose ଆପଣ ପାଠ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ career ଗୋଟେ loud speaker ବାଜୁ. What you can say? Oh my God, that's a pain in the neck. You can say it's very disturbing. I can't concentrate on my study. Look, nobody is going to listen also. You can say it's a pain in the neck. It's pain in the neck. Since yesterday it has been a pain in the neck for me. Means it is disturbing me. I'm completely distracted. Like that. So distraction happens, this thing happens, that thing happens. Just use a single word. That is pain in the neck. If you don't understand the situation, you can say, oh my God, it really beats me here. I don't know how it happens. Like that you can see. Like, so this is something called 12 subs phrases. That is called laconic expressions that will make you a laconic speaker. And believe me, laconic speaker is always there. Everywhere you can find it. Laconic speaker is there everywhere. And you know, to be a laconic speaker, you should be very specific in your vocab. Vocab. It's all about vocabs, nothing else. You know tense and time, you know collocation, you know everything. What you don't know, vocabs. And vocabs is really, we can say perhaps this is the icing on the cake. Tense and time that you can go through any section, so you can take any of my lessons, you can go through that, you can easily understand. It's just like a 15 days affair. Just go through collocation. I have taken so many collocation classes. I'm sure you got something. But vocabs is something. Look, upon jete class କରୁଛନ୍ତି jete nua vocabs ଜାଣୁଛୁ. I'm sure. Something new. Today, for laconic expression. I have been with Prasanna sir for more than 3 months. I have never tell something laconic. What is that? Just try to understand. Laconic means very simple here. To express yourself a few words, this gives a complete meaning. It's a complete meaning. That's all. So this is something called laconic expression, and this is going to make you laconic, right?